Hey y'all, it's your girl Brittany. I'm back. I'm better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, and click the bell to be notified of every time I post. Cause y'all know what it is. Y'all know I post frequently. All right, y'all already know what we doing. Y'all already know what it's in for. We jumping, we skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing the Dougie. Right into this video. Click the link in the description box to become a member on my Patreon. Y'all think I talk over here? Baby, I talks over there. All right, y'all, without further ado, we finna get into this video. Baby, so I know I told y'all it was giving reunion Sunday. That was the first video I was gonna drop was about Baddies reunion. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I did watch everything yesterday. I did. But I can't lie to you. Young and Reckless final episode was everything. At one point, like I even found myself crying. Like legit, y'all, like maybe 2 tears, like a thug. Like I truly was like so proud of the girls. I really was. So I decided that I wanted to do the last and final episode of Young and Reckless first, and then the next one that I give y'all will be the reunion. The reunion was good too. It really was. These were my top two, but I'm not gonna lie, Young and Reckless came in first place for me. I thought y'all was gonna be clocking me in the comments saying, Brittany, where you at? Brittany, where you at? Brittany, I thought y'all was gonna be clocking me, but I ain't getting no clocks. Y'all must have known, yeah, we needed to be on that on this good old Monday instead of the Sunday. But yeah, let's get into it. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. So the girls make their way to the club. They putting it down. They putting it down. Work, putting it down. They putting it down. Bow. So they doing their thing. Now the girls are divided, which I absolutely understand, honestly. You look at her too hard, she busting you in the club. Like, absolutely not. So we got Sav, Trill, Legacy, Melanie, Baby Tyson. They all in their own little, and the girl Kennedy too. They all in their own little section, putting it down. They putting it down. Ferrari ain't got the dances that she wanted to dance to her song. She putting it down on the stage. They lit. They turning up, baby. They barely showed Nugs and them. They was like, they're not putting it down. They're not turning up. Let's go over here to y'all section. Y'all are turning up. Cameras on y'all. They was like, boo, boring. So Kai had revealed to us later on in the episode that her father had passed away. So she basically there, but she not there, which I do understand. Like, her father passed. And, Kai, I'm sure you do watch the videos over here. So I'm sorry that your father has passed away. I'm going to give you my condolences, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still going to do my review. Like, no shade, because you did make me mad a little further on in the episode, but I will give you condolences. I'm sure that was truly hard for her to know that her dad had just passed away and y'all in the club. Like, of course, she not having a good time. That's her daddy. You only get one set of parents, a mom and a dad. So I could definitely understand her not wanting to put it down, and wanting to leave or, just deal with her emotions. Like, I absolutely can understand that. So Nug and Heifer, Ivory, like Nug looked cute. I ain't gonna lie, Nug looked cute. Ivory even looked cute, but she was just sitting there like giving bored, like she was ready to go. And I understand. I wouldn't want to be around that energy either. If I'm in a club, I want to turn up. I want to have a good time. I don't want to keep my head on a swivel. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I don't want to have to be looking at you, and I don't feel like I'm able to really like be myself and have a good time. So I definitely understand Sal, Tria, Legacy, Melanie, like removing themselves from her. And I will give Ferrari her props. Like, Ferrari definitely seems as though she was more down to earth this season. She was more willing to get out of her own comfort zone and truly just show her cast love. And I really do believe that set the tone for the season. And it really did show that, Ferrari can and is a good host. So, baby, Ferrari was feeling very much, let's get it on. Let's make love tonight. So she see Ivory, baby, and I'm seeing Ivory Hands. Ivory Hands is playing in a 10, okay? Ferrari wants to put it down, literally. Okay, she want to put it down. The drinks ain't got to her. The drinks was flowing, and she said, kind of, I'm kind of thinking about opening it up for you. So Ivory did kiss her on her cheek, though. She didn't kiss her on the lips. She kissed her on her cheek from how the angle of Ferrari's face was. So, mind you, I guess nobody peeped that Ferrari was feeling froggy when it came to Ivory, and she felt as though Ivory needed to be in her room tonight and, come and help her release some stress. So, Heifer jumps on Ivory. She's twerking on her. She having her a good time. Ferrari said, absolutely not. That's my man. That's my man. That's my man. Okay, you back up. And I guess she threw a rose on Heifer and everybody looking confused. So they end up going back to the house and they have to give their phones up. Mel did not want to give her phone up. She like, no, I got a jail call coming in the morning. Y'all always getting our phones. You're not getting my phone tonight. Like, no, I want my phone. Okay, so mind y'all, Mel is having like a little outburst. She don't want to give up her phone. And Mel is just talking to them real crazy. Okay, I like Mel. I do. Her outbursts do be a little random. I ain't gonna lie to you. She was doing a lot. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I was hollering. I was laughing so hard when Ferrari came in. So we just had a good time at the club. We had so much fun. Here go Mel. Okay, I do that at home. That took me out because, like, no, I go to the club at home. Like, we having a good time, yeah, but, and, like, okay, back to normal life. I don't want them to get my phone. But I understand where Ferrari's coming from, too. She just checking on her. She like, we just had a good time. Like, why all the attitudes now? And I understand that. I do think, sometimes Mel should control herself a little more. Because a lot of times I feel as though when she gets upset, she do go on like this tantrum where her body just be moving all around and stuff. And it do be giving, are you under the influence? Did Ferragamo give you another one or did you bring some? I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of times when she get under the influence, it do be a little much to deal with. So I do think that she need to work on that. So we go to the next morning and it is revealed that what we already knew is that Ivory ends up throwing her urine on Mel and Legacy. Now, this type of angry, understandable. Her turning up on all of them, understandable. From production to security to Ivory herself and to the people that were involved, understandable. Now, y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's how mad I begin. Like when you got to talk to yourself, like how you just be so mad, you just talking out loud. You ain't nobody even in the room. You just so angry. You so ready to get there. You just get to talking. I don't blame her whatsoever because it's like you literally threw urine on me. And mind you, she like all in your face and stuff. It's not on her face. So you weren't really that bold. You did it on like their clothes and stuff. You was bold enough to throw it, but you weren't bold enough to like throw it in their face and wake them up. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. You threw it on their clothing. So I'm guessing when she was asleep, she had a robe on and a bra on and Ivory like probably, I don't think it was thrown as far as like, how y'all see people throw a drink in somebody's face? I don't think it was thrown like that. I think it was more so thrown, like she took her time, like just pouring it on them. Because mind you, they sleep. You can tell they sleep. They sleep hard because they didn't notice till the next morning that, they smelled like pee. And it had absorbed in their clothing. So obviously they sleeping real hard. I'm like, they ain't get on the sheets or nothing because mind you, if she would have threw it like if she was throwing a drink at somebody, it would have got on the sheets. It would have got on their face. It would have got everywhere. But obviously she didn't do that. As hard as she want to play like she is, she wasn't that hard because like I said, she didn't put it on their face. You put it on their clothes and you put it on their body, but you didn't. And even if you are low down for what you did, but you you ain't take it to where they'll wake up and they own it, right then there ain't no cameras rolling. You weren't on that type of time. So I think the move was bold, but at the same time, she was being a coward because you went through with the plan as far as getting on their clothes, but you weren't bold enough to wake them up and just throw it on them. I hope that makes sense. Like, you bold enough to put it on them. You put it on their clothes that could be washed, but you ain't bold enough to do it in their face or to just throw it on them and wake them up with it. Throw it in their face and like, what's up? What's up? I want that. I'm on that. I want to make you mad enough. You're not that bold. Please. Like, the way you was playing it, like you had really played like you went out your way and just threw it in their face. They mouth open type of time. You really played like you had did a lot. From how they describing it wasn't on their face. It was on their clothes. So you not that bold as you playing like you is. Somewhat deep in your heart, you was somewhat scared of what reaction they could give you. Because mind you, and let's be honest too, the cameras weren't rolling at this time. The cameras weren't rolling. So you wasn't that bold. You was bold enough to do it. I will say that. You was bold enough to do it, but you weren't bold enough to do it to where you would get a response from them right then and there. And maybe if it was just Legacy, I ain't gonna lie. If it was just Legacy, I do think that she would just threw it in her face and woke her up. But with Mel, I'm sure if Mel got up out of her sleep and was conscious of like understanding it was urine on her face right then and there, she probably would have been going harder, than how she was going now. So yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Okay, so Mel is going on her tangent. She got all the security by her and everything. And I, like I said before, understand her completely as far as going off on production, the security, everybody. Because at the end and at the beginning of the day, when them cameras go off, I should be safe. If it's all security at the door, the security shouldn't have let her in. Mind you, when Ivory did tell the story on her live, she let it be known these was all her favorite security. This is her favorite filming crew. Like, she loved these people and they love her. So obviously, they gonna let her get away with anything. But to an extent, y'all still here to do y'all job. Regardless of if y'all like her, y'all scared of her, y'all don't want no issues with her. Y'all always film with her. It should be to a limit. Y'all should do y'all job. And she ends up saying that a lot of the security was asleep anyway. They had ended up going to sleep. So I do believe that the door was still guarded because it was she said she didn't even say that Nug and Heifer and the twins, the losers, she didn't even say they was at the door with her. She said it was the cameraman Dave was with her and he was telling her don't do it. But she had him film her in their room. So it wasn't this storyline about them, even though they told us this, she said on the live that it was her and the cameraman. But regardless, we're gonna go off the storyline that they're giving us as well, because I'm finna clock them real quick because I don't like y'all. And let me say this too with Trill. The fact that Trill ain't come to that reunion, I skipped all her confessionals because you ain't even come to the reunion for me to care about your opinion about nothing you talking about. You ain't even come to the reunion and do what you need to do, but you talking hard and clocking all this in the confessionals. Clock going to that reunion. Girl, shut up. Now, let me get on production. I'm finna dog y'all out. So everybody put y'all seatbelt on because from this forward, y'all know how I get. Y'all know how I give it up. Y'all know how I give it up. Now I am gonna stay a little bit in bounds because sometimes when I wild out like Mel, they do be like, they ain't mess with my video. So I ain't gonna lie. I'm still give it up, but put y'all seatbelt on for real. Let's start off with Zoe. I've seen maybe twice. I know for sure twice. Maybe even 3 times. I've seen the way Zoe talk to them girls when it came to making the cast and when it came to girls trip. And I'm thinking about one more time, but I don't necessarily remember that time. But I know for sure twice I have seen Zoe get up with these cast members. You know, it don't matter. He's saying whatever he want to say. It's not giving professionalism. Even with Naya, I've seen Naya say stuff. When it came to Greek life, she telling Pootie, calm down. You know? So the fact of it is, y'all came here. Ivory is 21, 22 years old. Grown. Grown. She knew exactly what she was doing when she threw that urine. The fact y'all came in there, first of all, very calm, very collect, talking about, you know, that's not right. It's the wording, it's the tone, it's her playing with y'all. I pee-peed. Send me. She know y'all not gonna send her home. She know that, and y'all make that very clear each time that she don't have to respect y'all either. She don't have to give respect to y'all either. And I'm surprised that she never turned one of y'all on top of y'all heads. I'm very surprised. Naya hollering about stand on it like she preaching or something. What is we talking about here? First of all, Mel had already told y'all that she threw it on her. Once she said, hey, I threw it on her, it should have been nothing else to be said but, okay, go and pack your bags. We finna go and take you to a hotel. Da-da-da. It shouldn't have been no, you know you can get sent home for that. She know that if she read her contract. She know that if the contract was read. She didn't care. She basically saying, I don't care, send me home. She know y'all not gonna send her home. She know y'all don't care. So she like, send me home, okay? The disrespect, because I've seen y'all go off for less. For much less. Like, for real. And the fact of it is that one of y'all primary cast members disrespected, not only disrespected one of her cast members, but also disrespected the network, the production. She's basically disrespected all y'all and really put all of y'all in a position to have y'all jobs somewhere on the table, because number one, who guarding the door? Who was the security guard who's supposed to guard her door and Mel and Legacy door? That's number one. Y'all is looking crazy because y'all allow her to go in there. So number one and two, y'all jobs on the line. Obviously not, because I've seen most of them security on other shows, so their job wasn't too much on the line. But not only that, y'all don't know if she has something. Anything. And I don't care how somebody say, oh, I'm clean, I ain't da-da-da-da. You don't know that. People be lying. People be lying. People be lying. I just feel as though she's too disrespectful, and that'll never happen at Zeus. Zeus would never allow her to be that comfortable. The way she talking to y'all, the way she playing like, oh, I don't care, like it is what it is, and the way y'all talking to her as if she's a child who fell off a bike or stole a cookie. This is a grown woman who threw urine on another grown woman while she was asleep. It should have been no reason why this happened. And shame on y'all as production to come in there and make it seem as though it wasn't as a big deal as it was. Or not just going off. Like, yes, I understand y'all have a relationship with her, but it should have been more scolding or getting to the point of like, okay, well, since you threw the urine, you gonna pack your bags. We're gonna give you 10 minutes to go and get up, and so you can go and get up out of here. Y'all should have went back to being professional and understanding that, hey, we're the bosses. You know how we're gonna do this? We're not gonna baby her. We're gonna give her consequences because of this. Like, no, I don't like the way they handle it, because I've seen them handle or I give like a big reaction to something super small. Not what last week on Girls Trip, the girl Naya said she came in my room, talking about Fly 9. She came in my room. It's all something. who you talking to? Like I said, I've seen them do more for less. So I thought it was very comical that they went in her room talking to her as though she was a child. Very comical, very comical. And if I'm a new person coming on any of these shows, most likely I don't necessarily know if she's still gonna be doing shows on Now That's TV, but if she's like stay over there at Zeus, if I was somebody who was trying out for Now That's TV, I would only like be on it while she not on there. Not because like you scary or anything like that, but just for safety matters, because obviously production don't hold her accountable for her actions, and that's really disappointing, and very pathetic, honestly. And baby, Mel jumping in security face, I don't blame her. He ain't saying nothing. The camera's rolling, his job might be in jeopardy. Of course he ain't saying that right now, because he want to make it seem like he ain't got nothing to do with it. But I think they should have fired him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have made him an example. They should have made Ivory an example, him an example. They talking about Mel, chill out. Nah, she don't need to chill out. That girl went overboard. Very much so. So everybody need to be held accountable. From Ivory going home to security. Okay, today's your last day. I just want to play. If I had a network, I like y'all. Yes, we have a good time, but it's a business. Y'all love to holler business, business, business. This is a business. This is a corporation. This is that. Okay, treat it as though. Treat it as such. When somebody crosses a boundary that you've said, oh no, we don't do that. You can't do that. Da da da. They have to go home. One thing I can respect about Bad Girls Club production ain't get close with them girls. They said this is a business. Y'all here to do what y'all need to do to entertain, but so if the girls did something, the production not close with them to be like, oh well, you're wrong. Well, we hate that you did that. They not doing that. Okay, well, you did this, and a part of the contract says not to do this. So you're going home, and you will go home. Simple. Simple. And that's how it should have been. And I don't blame Mel for saying something to him. I'm glad she did it in front of everybody, though. I am, because of safety purposes. I'm glad she did it in front of everybody. But I understand her anger at this moment. Like, yeah, you did that. So you deserve to get something said to you, too. Obviously, he's not taking her super serious. He know that she's not going to do nothing to him. She can't do anything to him, obviously. But I don't blame her for her reaction. I don't blame her. And I don't necessarily think that he was finna, get out of character. This is his job. And he know that he was the person guarding the door, or whatever. So, of course he being quiet. He ain't got anything to say because his job is on the line. Not really, because I've seen him on more production. But, at that moment, he not going to say that because he know what he was doing. He know he in the wrong, and he don't want to lose his job over it. So Ferrari comes down, and once again, this episode, I got to give Ferrari her props. And truly that showed me, like, Ferrari do have morals. She actually does. Because that is trifling. Like, regardless of what her and Mel had going on, that was very trifling. And I like that Ferrari was vocalizing it. So Ferrari went to Ivory and was like, why is urine being thrown? She talking about something. Why is liquor being thrown? Girl, liquor do not compare to urine. Liquor do not compare to urine, baby, okay? It never did. It never will. So Ferrari like, who recorded it? Who recorded da-da-da? Stiff Wig and Stiffer Wig, Beauty Supply and Corner Store, hollering about, we don't know. First of all, let's be clear. They're not bringing y'all back. Y'all were boring. Y'all gave nothing. Daffy Duck, top of your lip. Yeah, and that's where they left y'all. At the top of the lip, at the top of the season. And they haven't thought about y'all since. When it come to y'all lives, when it come to anything that y'all do, don't nobody care about. Y'all don't even get picked up on the T pages. Nobody cares about y'all in trio drama. When y'all get it talking on board, very much hot next. Y'all won't be picked up for nothing else. And I'm happy about that, because y'all are boring. I don't like y'all. I really ain't care for y'all in the beginning, but I simply don't care for y'all off of this. The lying, the whole, oh, we ain't do it. got them stiff wigs in them confessionals. Talking about y'all don't know what we've been through, and we don't care what you've been through. How about that one? Ooh, gotcha. That sting, don't it? I don't care. You was wrong. Talking about we said we didn't want to do it, girl. Shut up. Y'all puppets on the screen. She told y'all come record, and y'all said okay. 0.5x or 1.0x? Which one? Which one you want? Should I tilt it? Should I put it straight up? How you want me to do it? Girl, y'all wanted to give cameraman, okay? No, all that crying and stuff, leave it for the birds and the bees. So Mel and Ivory get to fight. It was a good tumble. I ain't gonna lie, they was rocking. Both of them was really upset. Ivory had been wanted that. Mel wanted to get that because that urine got thrown on her. So yeah, they had to get that. And to me, with this particular fight, it wasn't even about winning or losing. It was more so standing your ground, letting it be known it's consequences when playing with me. Okay, okay, it's consequences. Don't you ever in your life think that you finna throw that on me and I don't get that. I don't need that. I need that, and I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna work you. I feel as though it was a good head up. I can't necessarily be like, oh, who won, who lost. All I know, it was a good head up, and when they hit that flow, I was saying, Mel, kick more. I ain't gonna lie to you because that was trifling, like no shade, and it seemed like Mel got that lip, like in the inside of her mouth, it seemed like it was bleeding. So Mel was fighting hard. Mel was fighting hard. I ain't see no hair pulling on Mel, and she was coming from the show. Both of them was for real. I was pulling hair a little bit, but like for real, like they was fighting hard. They was fighting hard. It was a good fight. So Legacy wanted to get in the field about the whole urine situation too. I don't blame her. Legacy got it thrown on her as well. And I do love her and Mel's relationship for real. They really go hard behind each other from this episode that I'm seeing. And I like the fact too that Mel was like, nah, I got her leg, like I got her. You ain't even gotta do that. But Legacy was like, no, I need to get my round. And once again, this particular episode for me is not necessarily about winning or losing a scuffle. It's more about standing on your respect. Like I'm getting in the field with you because I'm letting you know that you're not just finna throw pee on me. You're not about to disrespect me and think that it's no consequences behind it. So I understand. Like, of course, we knew that Legacy was gonna lose. But for me, like I said, this episode is more about principle, it's more about morals, not necessarily like, oh, yeah, you lost. Like, we all knew she was gonna lose. So mind you, Ferrari goes in the bathroom. She going up on Ivory as she should. You are trifling. You are nasty. You are disgusting. What did you want her to say? Girl, you did that. I know that's right. Piss. Ah, got her. Got drinking piss. Ah. No, nobody was going to say that. That's nasty and that's trifling. And that's what it was. So mind you, Ivory in the bathroom crying. I do believe that now that it has came out, people are not on her side. Ain't nobody speaking up for her. Ain't nobody checking on her. It's truly one band, one sound. It's a me, myself, and I situation. And nobody has your back in it. Like, production saying you wrong. Your friends who are the cameraman and the security ain't saying nothing. They ain't got your back. They not standing up for you because they job on the line, which I don't blame them. And to an extent, it seems like to me, she feel as though Mel did work her. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because she crying about it. She crying. Mel did get her mouth some type of way. She did get her mouth. So I believe as though she thinks that, she lost. Now, I'm not going to say she lost. It was a good head up. I would say it'll be a tie. But I think in her mind, she lost. And she taking the loss out on Legacy because Legacy do want to get that. And she's not necessarily telling Mel to come back. She ain't saying, come on, let's get it again. Or, girl, I parked you. She's not really saying what she usually say because as we know, Ivory be like, girl, you got parked. Girl, you get beat up, whatever. She more so saying that towards Legacy, but not Mel. So I believe as though she felt as though she lost. So Legacy and Ivory get that a second time. And I ain't gonna lie. Once again, kick her again. I promise, like, I'm not on Ivory's side at all. I don't have no remorse for her, because that was low down. Like, that was a low down act. You not that mad. They don't get on your nerves that bad. You low down. You trifling for that. So, yeah, kick her. Get her again, you know. And I mean, yeah, you know you working her. But for her to get her little few licks in, I'm okay with that. So Ivory ends up asking the question to the girls, but I'm gonna answer what I would have did if she would have threw urine on me. Let me tell you, when I'm so mad, I don't say nothing. Like, it's been a couple times in my life where I got so mad where I be silent. I be so angry I don't have nothing to say. What I would have did was got one of them bottles and would have got the whack-a-mole. I wouldn't have needed no head up. Like, no shade. I'm telling you. Because I'm sure my mind would have went in fight or flight. Especially in an instance like that. That's not no TV stuff. And you did it off the camera, which you was trying to be sneaky when you did it. I would have took a bottle and I would have got to working. I wouldn't have said nothing. I wouldn't have said nothing. I would have just waited till when nobody at your door, no security around they downstairs. They, oh, house mean, da da da. And I would have went upside your head. And I mean, like, upside it. I wouldn't have cared what happened. And I probably would have took that lamp and did this. You know, like, be for real. Somebody mind will go in fight or flight when you think as though you just finna do anything. People mind will start leaving. They not thinking rational. When you did what you did, you was thinking rational. When the twins gave you that idea and you went through with it, you have to be prepared for somebody to then react. And what I'm saying is, if I woke up and all my clothes got urine on it, and I know exactly who did that, most likely. Now, I've never had that experience happen to me. But since she asked the question, I'm just saying, you know, if I could plan it out of there, you know, I never know what I would do if somebody actually did that to me. But I'm sure I would be mad to the point of where I would be silent and I would have took whatever was around me. You know, Don Julio, I'm finna act a Julio. And I would have got right to business. And once again, because the logic leave in situations like this. The logic go out the door. You not thinking straight. You know, Mel Holland and stuff, she's saying what she's saying because logic has went out the door, which I understand because y'all, it's a lot of y'all that played a part in that situation. So since a lot of y'all played a part in that situation, logic gonna go out the door when I step to y'all too. And Mel went to the reunion. I know she got into it with Nug. But I don't know if she got into it with them twins. Them twins, I don't necessarily know if she found out that the twins had recorded, but it'd have been a Don Julio and Ecafulio on top of y'all as well. Absolutely. If I was in that scenario though, like if I was in that scenario, if I had to think about who I am as a person, I know how I am and how I get when I'm upset enough to that degree. And if somebody disrespect me to that degree, it would have been, baby, Don Julio and Ecafulio and right in your face. I don't care if it was, you know, empty or not. I would have just bust you right in it. Oh well. And on top of that, just would have started tag teaming you since you wanted to get me in my sleep. I'm gonna show you how you wake somebody up. And that would have been that. I don't blame her or Legacy for how they reacted. Because that is disgusting. And they had every reason to do what they did. Win, lose, whatever. They had every right. So, yeah. But with everybody else, I do feel like Baby Tyson would have got up. Nug definitely would have got up. Trill would have got up. But, like, I don't necessarily know how everybody else will react. I do want to be like, oh, Sierra, Kai, Sav, you know, their reaction wasn't going to be that much. But you just never know how people will react when you do something just so blatantly disrespectful. You never know. Like, they fight or flight could come out. You just never know. So, yeah. I don't want to sit up here and say what they'll do, because mind you, people be in shock. Like, when people find out stuff, like I said, they mental go, that logic go out the door. You be thinking about, let me handle that, because people can only take so much. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm so caught up in the Mel, Legacy, and Ivory situation. Girl, here go Nugs talking about she need to get there with Trill. Go shut up. Shut up, boo. We don't care. Like, baby, this was their episode. We don't care. Trill told me something. I'm done, da da da. I almost skipped through that, but I was like, nah, let me see what she got to say. But Nugs wanted to get that with her. Trill don't want to get that. Nugs come upstairs. She telling Sav, like, go get your friend. Now, mind you, Nugs came to Sav, telling Sav, tell your friend to come out, get this fade. Sav say she don't want to catch a fade. Like, she said she done. Nugs then start, I don't do all that talking. You getting rah-rah. Once again, shut up. I don't care. Like, the Nugs on Young and Reckless, I really don't care for real. But I do like the Nugs on Girls Trip. I do feel as though you should have read the room. Nobody will stun you in Trill. We finally get the OGs to finally, do what they need to do. We on them, baby. Y'all little business, y'all little beef, scratch. We do not care. Nobody cares. We don't care. It's neither here nor there. Shut up. So, like I told y'all, Nug approached Sav talking to Sav. So Sav told Nugs she don't want to fight. So then Sav said, well, why are you trying to fight her? She talking about, you want to fight for her? Baby, you came up to me. Don't get it twisted. You came to me. And that's true. And I'm on Sav's side with that. You came talking to me, telling me to get my friend out of the room. And I'm telling you my friend don't want to get into it. And I'm asking you, what's the problem? Why you trying to get into it with my friend? Talking about you don't do all that talking. You came talking to me. I ain't come talking to you. So obviously you do all that talking because you came speaking to me. I didn't come out my way saying, hey, Nugs, you want to get into it? I didn't say that. So shut up. You came to me. So I understand Sal clocking us. Like, girl, shut up. I'm proud of Sav for standing up for herself, because truly, Nug had no business taking her anger out on Sav. Sav didn't do anything. All she did was ask a question. You wanted to get upset because Sav asked you a question. No. Sav, like you said, Sav had nothing to do with that. But you brought Sav into it. So you are wrong, Nugget. You are wrong, Nugget. Chicken nugget. No sauce on the side, dry. And it is giving dry storyline. Girl, once again, we have bigger fish to fry. Your issue is not serious. Like, it was just a commercial break. But once again, I feel what's Sal coming from when Trill checks you on that balcony. Opportunity. When Trill came to the bus and said, do y'all want to get at it? Opportunity. You wait till after Ivory had her situation. You talking about, oh, okay, let's run that. Y'all just went to the club the night before. If you felt as though y'all needed to run that, you should have said, when we get to the house, we're going to run that. You had multiple opportunities. So it is given, oh, Ivory just did her thing, I'm finna do mine. No, babes. No, it's the OG's episode. You should have just shut up and sat down and ate your popcorn. It wasn't that deep. Trill had already checked you. She already said something. Like, Trill said something to you multiple times. Now you want to get up. So it do look like you going behind Ivory. It is giving you your daddy's son. That is what it's giving. And now I don't feel as though it was like that. But from what Sav is saying, I understand what she means. It is giving, oh, my daddy did what he did, so now I gotta come back and do something like my daddy. I'm my daddy's child. I gotta show my daddy, like, hey, I'm on it. But honestly, it was random and stupid. It was random as ever, and we really didn't need it for the episode. But you gave it, so oh well. So Ferrari confronts these cornballs. Yeah, we'll be production. Girl, y'all not coming back. I want you to know that. Didn't give nothing whole season. We'll be production. Y'all and them stiff wigs go back to Alabama. Okay, y'all irritate me. So annoying. Very much so. Irritating. Tell me in the video where you heard me laughing. Let's hear the video. The fact that y'all trying to go back and forth, knowing that, number one, y'all gave the idea. That's number one. Y'all gave the idea. And number two, y'all did record it. We told her we didn't want to record. Y'all ain't sit the phone down. Y'all ain't say, hey, I'm not recording. Y'all still sat up there and recorded. And so I'm production. But we've been through so much. We do this back at home. I drove 11 hours. Was you thinking about that 11-hour drive when you sat up there and recorded somebody throwing urine on somebody? No. You wanted to be production. You wanted to be production with them stiff weaves. That's what you wanted to do. I drove 11 hours, bro. It's just like, no, it ain't really. You're whack. You're a loser. And I definitely don't want them to put you back on my TV screen. Ever. Whack losers. No mean girls for y'all. Because obviously y'all can't even stand in the paint for something morally right. We told her not to do it. We said we ain't want to do it, but we be in production. You wrong, Ferrari. You wrong for calling us out. No, Ferrari was doing her job. I'm glad she called y'all out. Y'all sitting up here lying and didn't want to show me in the video while I'm laughing, but in the confessionals, we were just being production. Girl, y'all swing. Y'all don't want to go home. Y'all swinging y'all boots, don't want to go home, but I hope they got y'all at the reunion. That's all. I hope that Mel got you at the reunion. So the twins is making excuses in Ferrari face. They trying to act like they offended because she coming at them. And Ferrari is trying her best to be cool. But honestly, I don't believe that was a job for Ferrari. Yes, this is Ferrari's show, but I believe as though production, this is what I'm saying. Like, the host trying to be cool with everybody. She's trying to get down to the bottom of it. But they giving her leak bait. They not even trying to tell her for real. They like, oh, well, we didn't want to. Like, we literally telling her, don't do it. But y'all still recorded it. Like, y'all still had a part of it. So we weren't finna get it out of her hand. Ain't nobody telling y'all to get it out of her hand. But y'all, first of all, y'all the ones who came up with the idea. And look at y'all hair. Y'all look a mess. Especially the one with the pink on. You look a mess. And please, wear a bra. Girl. Wear a bra next time, okay? But yeah, so I feel as though this was a production needed to talk to them instead of Ferrari. Ferrari is the host, it is her show, but I believe as though with this situation, it should have been production. Regardless of what Ferrari heard, anything, production should have been saying something to them, not Ferrari. Because production has the power to take them home. And they should have been taken home for recording it. We told her we didn't want to. Like, if you see in the video, you see like, oh, I'm not. Girl, y'all recorded it. Just call me production. Y'all recorded it. Shut up. So, baby, Ferrari bring everybody down there. And Nugs, what I like, Nugs was making them stand on it. Nugs was like, but who recorded it? Who recorded it? We recorded it, but it wasn't on a time like that. God, shut up. It was on some time like that. Like, it was. Y'all thought it was a key. Y'all could have been scared, but it don't matter. Y'all shouldn't have come with the idea. Your twin should have shut up. Since y'all had the idea, she made y'all record it. And it really wasn't even a make. She said, hey, record it. And y'all, we don't want to. But y'all ain't back down. Y'all did record it. Y'all thought it was cool. Big Irie. Big Irie. Head ass. Bitch, yeah. I'm glad they was on there. Got the crying in their room. Yeah. They should have made y'all go home. I would have recorded y'all crying going to the airport. Going to the hotel. Like, yeah. All that. So Nugs made them stand on it. Like I said, Heifer was like, you ain't finna be lying and everything. Like, we came in y'all room dancing, having a good time, but we didn't say, hey, go do this. Hey, this is a great idea for y'all to go do. No, it wasn't on it. And Heifer and Nugs was there, but they didn't contribute. So, they was just bystanders. Not innocent, but they were bystanders of it. They didn't stop it or anything. So they are guilty by association. I do believe they should go home too. No shade. I think y'all should go home too. Because the fact that none of y'all said that, all y'all was like, yeah, that's a great idea. When she used the bathroom, y'all seeing that she following through with the act. One of y'all should have been like, girl, nah, don't do that. Like, that's too much. But obviously, y'all are cowards. And, that's what it is. Y'all cowards. And y'all ain't want to stand up to her. And y'all feel as though that wasn't y'all business. And, I'm going to mind my business. And since y'all wanted to, if this was my network, all y'all would have went home. I would have made y'all a full example of people who think they gonna come in here and do that. I would say, okay, well, even if you recorded, even if you didn't record, you was in the room gassing it. I wasn't in the room gassing it. Okay, Nugget. Even if you was in the room though, you seen her like go through with the ex. So we're gonna send you home too, just for being there. I'd have sent all y'all home, baby. So the twins go in their room, and I'm very much Ferrari without the words. When Ferrari was in that is it called? I haven't ate them in so long. A crispy treat. Some y'all know what she was in. That's how I'd have been looking at them doing all that crying and stuff. I don't care. I think like I just do not have empathy for people I really don't. Cause girl, I don't want to hear all that. So Ferrari go in their room. Lil Twin finally speaking up with no bra on. She finally speaking up. So Ferrari come in, she like, what's going on? Cause the big twin like, I said it was nasty. I said it was nasty. You ain't say it loud enough. No, you didn't. You didn't say it was nasty because Lil Twin came up with the idea. And knowing you was kicking big ivory, big ivory. So you ain't say it was nasty, please. So it ain't like that. We ain't doing that. So Lil Twin finna go off on Ferrari. She like, nah, you fake. You fake for doing that. Now y'all mad because y'all finna go home. That 11-hour drive is starting to get to y'all. So you like, it wasn't even that deep to send us home. No, it is that deep. Once again, I would have sent all 5 of y'all home. All 5 of y'all would have had to hit the road, Jack. So that pressure coming down. And y'all want to get mad at Ferrari because Ferrari ended up exposing y'all and telling that, y'all was the ones recording it. And basically gave the idea, recorded it, and laughed about it. It was kiki funny last night, but now that it's coming to the surface and it's being consequences brought up, now all of a sudden y'all sad, y'all crying. We go through this every day. We fight boys too. We go through this. I don't care what they got to do with what y'all did last night. Y'all go through it every day. I don't care that you love your sister the most. Who cares? What they got to do with what you did last night? Obviously, y'all don't go through it every day because y'all was so defensive when Ferrari was talking to y'all one-on-one. Y'all wanted to come to Ferrari one-on-one and like say, oh, well, we ain't had nothing to do with it. Like, we just recorded it and it backfired. That's what that is. And mind you, like I said, y'all was defensive. When Nugs was clocking y'all, all of a sudden, well, yeah, we did record it, but it wasn't intentional. How is it not intentional? I would say maybe the thought wasn't intentional. Maybe when y'all said, oh, well, if I was you, I would do this. Just talking. But to me, when you said it, you should have then said, no, because, they might try to send you home. Like, that's nasty. Like, I'm just talking. Y'all could have backpedaled then when you brought the idea up. But I'm sure you was not backpedaling. I'm sure y'all was in that room laughing because, to be honest, y'all want to be accepted. Look at y'all hair. Y'all want to be accepted bad. It don't even blend. It look a mess. Real bad. So y'all want to be accepted. Y'all want to have some friends. Y'all want to come back to the network. So y'all going along with anything until somebody say, oh, hey, we finna send y'all home. Then all of a sudden you crying. It ain't like that. All this bull that I personally don't care nothing about. And I don't feel sorry for y'all. And like I said before, I wish production would have sent them home and make them stand in there 11-hour drives here and 11 hours of shame back. Okay, so Ferrari ends up telling them, they should apologize to Mel and Legacy. I do believe as though Mel and Legacy should have got on them too. No shade. I guess they was tired, or whatever. I do understand they just got defined with Big Bad Wolf, so I get it. But I do believe they should have got on the twins too. It should have been tag team back again. But what can an apology do? The damage is done. They were laughing about it. They recorded it. It's nothing that an apology can do, to be honest. They don't need an apology. They needed y'all to tell her, don't do that. Don't go through with the act. So, no, an apology can't do nothing. If I was them, I wouldn't even accept an apology. I'm not accepting an apology so we could just move forward like ain't nothing happened. I'd either need to get my lick back or just don't talk to me. Don't be around me. But I am gonna speak my mind when it come to you, and what you did was wrong. And now you up here crying because the opportunity you feel as though has left you. And that's what you get, and that's your fault. Now, the big count I'm not laughing, but the big countdown has come. Okay. For me, I like Ferrari because Ferrari, everything in this episode, I feel as though she did right. When it comes to like morals, being a host, I agree with everything Ferrari did. Everything. Even if her and Mel don't get along, that was trifling what Ivory did. So she told Ivory she got to go home. They had came up with that decision. But to me, once again, that shouldn't have been Ferrari's job to do. That should have been production's job. To tell her that she got to go home. To tell the twins they got to go home. I feel as though Ferrari shouldn't have been in that part because you just the host. Like, Ferrari, let's be honest, really ain't got no power. Like, if we just being honest. She don't have power like that. She can state her opinion, but when it came to picking and choosing who need to come back and stuff, obviously that decision just wasn't up to Ferrari. So to me, they was letting Ferrari handle all the negative stuff because they felt as though like, well, this your show, you need to speak up. But once again, I've seen Deja host stuff. Let's be clear. I've seen Deja host stuff. I've seen let's just stay with Deja because that's what I got right now. I've seen Deja host a lot of things where production get in the middle of it and won't let a hair touch Deja, won't let nobody say nothing crazy or out the way to Deja. I feel as though the same should be done with Ferrari. Ferrari is the host. Yeah, she's supposed to be with the girls and stuff, but when it comes to big situations as this one, production should have handled it. When it came to telling her she got to go, from saying something to them twins, production should have did that. So Ferrari trying to talk like normal. She like, say I've been blowing me the whole season. And Ivory like, no, you been blowing me. And Ferrari like, I haven't. I ain't did nothing. So Ivory then just started getting off her chest. She like, you yelled at you, and this your second time yelling in my face. And you ain't yell at Mel and Legacy. But this is what I'm talking about when it becomes that friendship thing. Like I've told y'all before, and I will always say it, Ferrari don't care about nobody but me, myself, and I. We've seen it. We know this. Ferrari don't care about nobody but herself. And this episode, when she was caring about people felt as though she was picking and choosing because she was holding them accountable. But why does she need to yell at them when they didn't do anything? They're the victims in this situation. They didn't do nothing. They got pee thrown on them. They didn't throw anything on you. Like, yeah, they threw the liquor. And she did say something to me about throwing the liquor. Maybe not as hard as she going now. And she didn't necessarily need to go as hard about no liquor. And that's still the night that you end up coming up on her too. So yeah, I ain't finna really say nothing about her throwing it on you when you just tried to smush me. So yeah, I'm on you a little harder because we cool. But you can't really talk stuff out. You want to put your hands on somebody. That's how you know you're gonna win, is you putting your hands on somebody. So Ferrari goes to the bathroom. Ivory follow her in there. Ivory tries to swing on Ferrari. I'm guessing, well, that's what I'm guessing. I'm guessing she tried to swing on her, end up missing or something, and then just like was throwing Ferrari in the bathtub. And after she threw her in the bathtub, she kicked Ferrari twice. Now, this is my thing. We would have needed to be on there with that kick. I would have made everybody get out the room. No shade, Nugs, Kai, hell, get out my room. Get out. Because even if y'all would have got to find it, just would have been you and security. I wouldn't want nobody to be in the room. Just because off of disrespect alone, like y'all gonna get out because we finna have to get that for real. When she kicked Ferrari should have got on that. And I do understand Ferrari trying to talk stuff out, but she kicked her twice. and she's slamming her head into the tub. You know how hard a tub is? I don't know if y'all ever slipped in a tub, baby. And I don't know how old y'all is, but a tub is very hard. The tub is very hard. So I think Ferrari, the talking part, y'all was already done talking about then. So Naya is messy. Naya says, "So do you want to fight her?" Ferrari says, Why does she do that?" Ferrari looked at Naya right in her eyes. Why would she do that? No, she don't want to fight that girl. Obviously, I do believe on Ferrari's face you can see the fear. Like, no shade, and I'm not being funny. You can see the fear. You can. She's standing up for herself though. Like, this was the part that really had me crying, because I'm very proud of the girls. Like, it was something about her just standing up, like, you being weird, don't put your hands on me, and yeah, like, standing up for herself. I was truly proud of Ferrari, like, from a deep place in my heart, because y'all know I would dog Ferrari out, and I am about to. So let me say this. Everything is funny when you're not the person getting hurt. When harm not coming to you, it's a key. But when harm starts to come to you, it's not as funny no more. I think from the beginning, season 1, Ferrari should have nipped Ivory's shenanigans in the bud. Yes, it's good TV, but to an extent, she was just harming people, truly. And once again, I believe as though Ferrari, Sav, felt as though they would never be those people in those places. But then when they became the person in those places, it was like a shock to them. And I think Ferrari's feelings is hurt more so than anything. I think her emotions are getting to her. I do believe she's scared. And it's kind of like you facing your middle school bully. It's like, I ain't did nothing to you. I haven't touched you, and you putting your hands on me. All right, boom. This is where Kai finna get dogged out. So mind you, Ivory makes the threat. She lets it be known, hey, I'm finna do this. Even the way security is looking, everybody is afraid for Ferrari right now. So Kai ends up saying, Ferrari, you better move. She about to back slam you. Number one, Kai, you going through stuff, but I don't feel as though that was your place that you need to tell Ferrari to move. You should have told Ivory, hey, Ivory, chill out. Like, come on, Ivory, chill out. Like, you already kicked her. Like, just vibe, twin. It'd have been better for you to say something to Ivory, but you chose to go with Ferrari, so you knew what you was doing. And I liked that Ferrari was standing up for herself, and she's talking about, Kai told something, don't say nothing to me. I'm trying to help you. No, you're not. You're not trying to help her. You're not. Because if you were trying to help her, you would be saying something to Ivory. Y'all pick and choose. And then the way you said it, it's not like you saying it helpfully. You're not saying, Ferrari, she really not playing Ferrari. Like, Ferrari, I don't want you to get hurt. It's not coming from a place of concern. It's coming from a place of key. I want a key. Oh, Ferrari, you better move for she for real, Ferrari. She finna slap the dog out of you. It's coming from that type of space. So no, and mind you, she know, because she's felt those before. Remember throw up? We remember. And I definitely understand Ferrari being upset. Like, girl, stop it. Like, girl, shut up. I definitely get it, because you tell me, I'm just trying to help you. No, you was trying to be messy. So the ultimate smackdown happened. And I ain't gonna lie, Ivory was warning Ferrari. And I guess she felt as though Ferrari was testing her. Ferrari did duck. That was a great thing. I think she should have moved a little quicker though after she ducked. She should have came up with a 1-2. Blah, blah, blah. She should have came up. She should have ducked and pew, pew. She should have hit her with the 1-2 combo. But Ferrari ducked and then was still trying to get herself together. Like, I think she was in shock that Ivory was ready to do that. And then she uppercutted her. She gave her 2 uppercuts, and that's how Ferrari got that eye. But I'm proud of Ferrari. Regardless, I'm proud of Ferrari. We all knew, what was gonna happen. But I'm proud of her for standing her ground. I would never bring her back on my show, ever. I wouldn't care the circumstances. Now, Ferrari cool with her now. I wouldn't be cool with her. I wouldn't be. Now we finna get to something, but I wouldn't be cool with her, because when it just like real life. I'm not the type of person like my friend ever felt as though she had to let me know something to where she got physical with me. You would never be my friend again. I have nothing for you. I don't care what happens in your life. I have nothing, not an inch of sympathy, not an inch of hey, let's reconnect. I have nothing for you. That's like one of my non-negotiables. Put your hands on me. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care. And mind you, Ferrari is trying to have a simple conversation. She was like, "What I did to you? How am I being weird towards you? You." And a lot of times, from what I be picking up with people who really know how to take it there and really know how to fight with their fists, they don't know how to communicate what the issue is. You can sit up here and say all day, "Oh, she's scared of Legacy and Mel," but then when she say, "Well, what's your issue with me? Like, what did I do to you? What did I do to make you feel this way?" You don't have nothing to say. You like, "Y'all ready? Let's ultimate smackdown," because that's how you use your words. Once again, if I'm Ferrari, I would have never forgave you. You would have never been able to even be in the same building as me. And of course, Ferrari, she knows that's her weak spot. She knows she can't fight. So yeah, that's how you come. You want to fight everybody. But if I was Ferrari, you wouldn't even be able to come back on my show. We would not even talk about you ever again. Nothing. But it wasn't about Ferrari winning, like Heffa said, and I agree with Heffa about that. It wasn't about Ferrari winning. It was about Ferrari standing up for herself. It was about Ferrari looking out for Ferrari and looking out for her cast members. So I respect Ferrari 100 times more for just, and even I respect her for standing there, letting it be known like, we know that I'm gonna lose, and it's not about necessarily me winning. It's about me letting you know, and it's really about me letting myself know I'm not scared of you. You don't put no fear in my heart. You're not gonna control me. You're not gonna little girl me. This is my show. And Kai, I would never bring Kai back either. Because Kai's a follower. She's a loser, and I don't like her. Was getting dragged, beat down on Greek life the whole time, but got so much mouth, got so much to say. And I would have showed her, like, yeah, your daddy passed, and I get that, I understand that, but that wasn't a comment for you to make at that moment. You was trying to be funny, you was trying to be rude, and you was trying to get a moment off me, and I would never bring you back on my show. Ever. Okay, so they get on the van. Ferrari explaining to everybody. Ferrari ends up saying, if her and Ivory apologize to each other, they can squash it. Now, I'm with Nugs. I'm with Nugs. Look at your face. I'm not squashing nothing. If I was the host, you would have been at my house. You wouldn't even had the opportunity to put your hands on me. You'd have been at my house. I wouldn't squash nothing with you. It would have been beef forever. Forever. I don't play that at all. When it come to you, oh, you want a horseplay? You want to take it there? I'm on it. So no, I wouldn't. But I understand what Ferrari is saying. She's the host. She has to be cordial with everybody. But that's what let it be known. They don't stand on business as production. Because production saying they gonna get her out. She talking about, okay, send me home. Y'all don't stand on no business when it comes to taking these people home. Because she should have went home. She should have went home. And I do think Ferrari's like downplaying it because she see her face. She is embarrassed. She just trying to play it off. And I understand that. I understand why she's doing what she's doing. And she trying to like, oh, we toxic. Like, this, we just have a love-hate relationship, da-da-da. But Ferrari, I wouldn't have put on for them girls. You should just say, we got to find, she got my eye. And it is what it is. But I'm with Nugs. Like, if I was the host, baby, I wouldn't care nothing about you. I wouldn't talk to you ever again. You wouldn't have had the opportunity. Like, ain't no apology, nothing. I gonna heal, and everything. But no, I wouldn't care if I was the host on everything. I wouldn't. No, it'd have been nothing. So Ferrari and Nugs end up getting into it, and I just like Ferrari right now. I'm really messing with Ferrari. And, she like, ain't none of y'all having a good time. Like, y'all kind of boo. Like, right now, I want us to have fun. I want us to have a good time. And she ends up expressing that she felt as though some girls was not having a good time in the club. Everybody was like, they was lit. The only person who wasn't having a good time in the club was Kai. Kai is taking her emotions with her father out on Ferrari. And once again, you should leave. Don't keep doing stuff with us. You could have told production, hey, my dad just passed. I don't want to go do X, Y, and Z. Instead of you running around with this attitude and taking it out on Ferrari, I'm going through real stuff. My dad just died. Okay, understandable, understandable. But you're not finna keep taking your attitude out on me because your daddy passed. I didn't set the date. I didn't set the time. It's not my fault. And you're not going to keep taking your attitude out on me because you feel as though you're upset and you're angry. All I said was it seemed like everybody wasn't having a good time and you fell asleep in the club. I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying you fell asleep in the club. Ferrari wasn't coming at her or nothing. So, yeah, all that attitude is irritating me. And then Kai ends up saying that Ferrari wasn't showing her no grace because she was being tired. You didn't show her no grace when she was about to get into it with Ivory. I don't care what you got going on. I'm not showing you no grace when you're not showing me. I'm not scratching your back when you're not scratching mine. So I don't think that Ferrari wrong for coming at you or saying that you was sleeping in the club and all this and all that. I don't, because you weren't thinking about your daddy when you told Ferrari to move for she smack her. So no grace is given on neither party. So no, girl, I'm not giving you no grace. Rari on. If you so hurt, you so pressed, you need to deal with your emotions, you should stay at home. So Salves ends up saying that she don't feel sorry for Ferrari. And I don't blame Salve for feeling how she feeling because Ferrari didn't go check on her. And it wasn't more so about the DV situation for them. It was more about she ain't check on you. So you don't feel bad for her because she ain't check on you. And you should have just said, no, she ain't check on me, so I don't feel bad for her. Oh, well. And Ferrari is mixy because she's the host. What part of the host is y'all not understanding? Y'all the ones trying to be buddy with Ferrari when I had already told y'all Ferrari's a me, myself, and I type of girly. So the fact that y'all so, into her, like, come on now. Once again, she's a me, myself, and I girly. So, oh well. Sav and Nug get into it. As they get into it, Trill ain't saying nothing mute. Look around, everybody on mute. Heifer mute too, which is good. Ain't nobody jumping in it yet. So they get into it once again. Sav is standing up for herself because Nubs is picking at her. And I like it that the girls who, are the underdogs is really standing up for themselves this episode. So I don't mind it. I feel as though Sav had every right. Like she said, she didn't start it. Nug started with her over Trill. So yeah, like I get where she coming from. And I'm glad that Sav got up, stood up for herself. She not letting Nugs punk her. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Sav was reading Nugs down. That DH gate purse, like, God, okay. Radar. Come on, Sav. Come with the read, Sav. She said, girl, you did your own hair for your birthday, brokey. I ain't gonna lie, though. Like, I'm a DIY girly. I love to do I'm tender-headed, y'all. I'm, like, tender-headed. So I do my own hair and stuff, too. And if you know how to do your hair, you know how to do your hair. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Nug, your wig looked at a mess right then and there. No shade. The baby hairs was going all the way to the world. But Nugs be cute. Like, Nugs do be cute. Like, on her Instagram, Nugs be giving. Now, her wig looked at a mess that she could have clocked was Heifers. Heifer wigs this season is giving dry. They're giving dry, okay? But I felt though she was clocking her. She like, oh, okay. You did your hair for your birthday. Brokey. Girl, you got that DHK purse. Brokey. I said, Sam, eat her up. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not that type of person. I don't necessarily care about designers and stuff. I don't really understand why people wear fake designer and stuff. It's not that serious. These people don't like y'all no way. But I thought it was hilarious how Sav was eating her up. Sav was like, I might can't get in the field, I might can't fight. But one thing I'm gonna do is read you. Now, I think this is the moment that made me cry more so than the other one. I think it was this moment. So Legacy ends up going to Ferrari, and she like, that's not okay that she put her hands on you. Ferrari is trying to like sweep it under the rug. It's not a big deal. Once again, Ferrari has went through DV, so it's it's common for them to sweep it under the rug because they have went through this before. She's somewhat used to this behavior, and that's probably why she's so quick to forgive Ivory for what Ivory did and apologize. All that is symptoms of being in those type of relationships. So that is sad to see it play out. It really is. I felt as though, that was so beautiful of Legacy, just to be so caring and to truly like tell Ferrari, like, you stood up, you have to stand up for yourself. And Ferrari feel as though she did enough, but you didn't. She should have been out of your house. She shouldn't have even been able to be at the park with y'all, for real. And Ferrari, like, it's okay, I stood my ground, like, just making excuses for the person. And once again, these are symptoms of women or men who go through these situations. So it was sad to see it, and I think that's when I got a little emotional about it. And with Mel, I definitely understand where Mel is coming from too. I can't be that person for you because you haven't shown me that type of genuine care. I feel like that today when they was filming it, Ferrari showed her genuine like support, but I don't think that was enough for Mel to be like, oh, like, we cool, we like, let me show you the same in return. And that's okay, and that's understandable. So baby, Nux just had to have her moment, baby. She was just like, I gotta get mine off today. I can't wait till the next day. I just gotta get it off. So she ends up getting Sav. Sav is not keeping her head on the swivel for nothing. Baby, I'd have been so paranoid the whole time. I would have been ready. But Sav just getting in the van. So Nugs hit her. Nugs was getting her. I can't lie. Nugs was getting her. Sav was trying. So Trill jumped in. Boom. Trill like, no, da-da-da. Help her jump in. Boom. One thing I can say about both sides, the friends played their part. I will say that. So Heifer jumped in. Boom. They getting at it. Scrapping. Bow. So Nugs and his little ponytail, because they broke everything up. Nugs and that little ponytail came, and she did do a clean hit on Sav. It was a clean hit. It was clean hit on Sav. Sav went into fight or flight and just, like covered her head, covered herself, protecting herself. Because obviously, once again, head not on a swivel, she ain't see it coming. So she trying to protect herself. I'm serious. They should have fired all security. They should have. Zeus would never. Y'all need to fire security. Security is lazy. They don't care. They're very numb to what's going on, and they're not understanding how dangerous that could be. The whole security should have been fired. It should be no reason why I'm here all through the season. Y'all weren't even in that house a week. For 4 days, I've been hearing security need to get more on their job. It's no way that whole security team should have still been employed. No shade. They all should have been fired. This is why you don't get close to the people. When you're doing a business, you have to be able to let people go at the drop of a dime with stuff like this, because if y'all let them go for too long, something can happen. And y'all are responsible for these women. Regardless of it being a TV show, y'all are responsible. So the whole security team would have had to go and get gone for me. So Sav trying to protect herself. Heifer and Trill get in there. Nug come in and help Heifer. Ivory even try to help Heifer a little bit. But Heifer, I say Heifer is doing her thing. Heifer and Trill doing their thing. So they stop. Baby, Sav, where was this energy with Nugs, the one who really wanted you? You was confident with Heifer on everything. She was real confident when it came to Heifer. So I ain't gonna lie, she got Heifer. She did. She got her. Tell me something. Took her from Miami to China. But you should have been doing everybody like that. Everybody should have been taken to Miami. Well, from Miami to China. I don't know if she was necessarily scared of Nugs. Maybe she didn't know what her performance would be when it came to her and Nugs getting into it. But she had confidence in herself with Heifer, but not with Nugs, as we can see. Nugs, this ponytail is taking me through there. It is just tearing me down. All the braids is taking me. Like, the braids don't even be clean braids. These be all braids. All y'all be having these old braids in. Take the braids out. So I already explained why Sav called the laws. I had already explained that in another episode. It was because of, well, in another video, it was because they had her jewelry and they left her stranded there. So she had the police come so she can get her jewelry and her stuff. I don't blame her, baby. And if y'all left me stranded, all bets is off. I don't care. But it was a good episode for real. I felt a lot of emotions going into this episode, watching it. It was really good. Some advice I would give for the next season is don't bring Ivory. Ferrari, continue to do what you're doing. You're being better and better as a host as you continue to do what you're doing. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of Mel. I'm proud of Legacy. I'm proud of Sav. I'm proud of y'all for getting that, and Ferrari. I'm proud of y'all for getting that and standing up to people who need to be stood up to, you know. And I do believe as though, you know, seeing Nugs on Girls Trip, yeah, she's yeah. You know, it's always somebody bigger and it's always somebody better and who want to get that, you know, and it's always somebody stronger than you. So yeah, I'm proud of y'all for real. Y'all really made this episode. I hope they do bring y'all back. Hope the season is better, but I would say for Young and Reckless next season, Ivory should be cut. She shouldn't be back, like, whatsoever. And let's just see how the season go without her. Twins, you're losers. Losers. Twin, don't come again. Losers. Don't bring them back. Don't bring the Barbie girl back. Don't bring Sierra back. Don't bring Kiana back. Don't bring them back. None of them. All Kiana was able to give was her wigs. And honestly, we could have kept those two. Don't bring Kai back. Her and her attitude. Don't bring her back. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. I know it's long, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. Bye.